guys, welcome to the first ever video on the Dryland Dudes YouTube channel. Looking forward to showing you guys what we got going on here. I've been a big fan of farming YouTube since I was put onto it by good friends Wanda and Dusty Dupree. And every time we see them and we told them we were coming back to farm, they've been asking, I haven't seen you on YouTube yet. So we're ready to go. They said they'd be the first ever subscribers, so let's see if that's the case. But man, we're excited to be a part. I've been farming for the last couple of years after 10 years and coaching high school football here in Texas, and taking over from my dad, who took over from his dad and dad before that. Been farmers here in this area since my family came over from Germany years ago. So cotton and wheat farmers here in the Rolling Plains of Texas region. And we'll show you what we got going on here. Every day will look a little bit different. That's the life of a farmer and the life that I enjoy, and my kids and wife, we've really enjoyed coming out here. So thanks for being a part. Thanks for watching. I think this is where I say, please like and subscribe. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I think that's how that works. And then my oldest son, Denton, has a friend in 3rd grade, Jackson, who said he wanted to sponsor our channel. So this video, I think I'm supposed to say this video is sponsored by Jackson Saffel. I'm not really sure what he's gonna pay us. You know, maybe a Nintendo Switch game. I don't know what they trade in these days in 3rd grade, but yeah, excited to be a part, and we'll show you what's going on. All right, so we are dryland cotton and wheat farmers, and so dryland meaning we have zero irrigation. We won't live far from areas that have some good water, but ours is, we don't have any water that's worth that we could actually irrigate with. So we are all dry land, hence the name. And right now we are growing cotton. We will harvest cotton here as it gets a little cooler in November and December. And then we'll plant wheat after the cotton. And then we'll harvest wheat in the spring and plant cotton in that same springtime. So our busy times are going to be kind of the winter times, and then kind of late spring, early summer tended to be our biggest, planting and harvest times. So we're in a pretty severe drought in our area and most of Texas. And the stat is that there are 70% of cotton acres have been abandoned that have been planted. So abandoned meaning they planted them, didn't come up, or has failed for different reasons throughout the year. So we're still seeing some cotton getting taken out that's not making. And so there's a big hit on cotton in Texas. And then saw an article from some friends of ours that said that Lubbock County, a big cotton producing area in the South Plains of Texas, there's 0 dryland acres in Lubbock County. So it's a tough year. But we blessed. There's nothing that I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm still learning, but blessed by what's going on here, and that we still have some pretty good cotton, and that we'll have some to harvest. So super thankful for that. The Lord's provided. That's what farming is, trust in the Lord, and he'll provide. So I did want to show you, kind of give you the background, like what's going on in this profession right now, and then kind of just show you where we're at right now. All right, so here's one of our farms here. This is behind our barn. And this is what most of our cotton looks like. It's a pretty good stand. Obviously there's some places we call those skips, but there's some decent cotton. And if you look in there, you'll see the bolls, and those can hopefully continue to develop. Anything that's blooming at this time of the year is not going to make, it's just not enough growing season here. But we're blessed. We're super thankful for what we've got. As it gets cooler, like I said, we'll start to see some more of this cotton open up. I posted a post on Instagram that showed kind of the life stages of a cotton plant. It's not because we've done anything better than or different than anyone else. We're just we trust in the Lord, and the Lord provides. All right, I'm out at a different field here along the highway, so I apologize for any road noise here, but I'm wondering if I didn't do a great job explaining maybe how we have a crop in a pretty severe drought. So the way we farm, we're on a cotton wheat rotation, and so we plant, after we plant the cotton and harvest the cotton, we plant wheat immediately after harvest. And then that ground will be harvested in that following spring. After that wheat's harvested, that cotton, that ground will sit. We call it summer fallow. Some people call it set aside. It's ground that will not be planted on for almost an entire calendar year until the next spring, and then we'll plant cotton on there. And so if you, the reason we have had some moisture is if you have to go back a year ago to last May and June, it was really wet. We had a really good wet spring and early summer. And so that cotton that year was really good, but the ground that was set aside, that old wheat ground, caught all that moisture, and it got down into the deep part of the soil and was able to stay there. And so now you come back a year later, it's been really dry since that cotton crop came off. But we did get a timely rain in late May that allowed us to get the cotton that we have currently up, and it held on long enough till we got a rain about a month after planting so our cotton continued to grow and was able to get into that deep moisture that was down there. And then we got another good rain in August, middle to late August. And so just some timely rains. Like I said, trust in the Lord and blessings by the Lord, but you kind of have to go back to last year to see how there could be moisture possible. So that's the story there. All right, so now the reason I'm out here in this other field, I'm gonna do some hoeing. Hoe some of these little weeds. We call them careless weeds. They're all some pigweeds, Palmer amaranth. I think some guys up in the north are dealing with a cousin maybe called water hemp. I think they're related. Sorry if they're not. But when I grew up, we did a lot of hoeing like this. And before the cotton, we didn't have genetically modified Roundup Ready cotton, meaning we could spray Roundup over the top now and kill weeds. Well, so we did a lot of hoeing, but now we can spray. The problem, for different reasons, some of these weeds have become resistant and they don't die. We're seeing that being a bigger problem. And so the careless weeds, the pigweeds, have been our biggest issue. And on this field here along the turn row, we call this the turn row back behind me because that's where we turn around. And so I've plowed it. I got a lot of them, but there's still some here in the ground or here in the edge of the cotton that I'm going to try to hoe out here. If you let one of these suckers go to seed, they produce so many, and a little bitty patch can turn into a big problem in the field. And my dad's done a great job over the years of taking care of the field boundaries. I think that's a big key to keeping a field clean. And so I'm gonna get these cleaned up and take care of them. Okay, like I said, these things are short. That's probably 8 inches tall. They're not very tall, and they're already popping that seed head out. They've been doing that this year. It's been so dry. They are taking care of themselves by putting on a seed head. When I was growing up, they'd be taller than the cotton. So we're talking, 5 feet tall. We'd have to hoe those things out. We just don't see them get that big much anymore. It's like they know. Bouncing around a little bit this morning, back at the barn. I'm going to be working on these shelves here. Work in progress is getting this barn cleaned up. When my dad took over from his dad, my grandfather just passed away, and dad had just finished college, and so kind of was crazy. And so the barn being clean was not a huge priority. He was kind of learning on the go. So been getting this thing cleaned up and got some shelves from my father-in-law's buddy, and so some pallet shelves. I had to build some shelves, so working on that. But I need to take some of this stuff off, and then I'm going to be able to finish building the last set of shelves on this first row. That's just allowing me to get a lot of stuff up off the ground. Makes a big difference in here. So I'm going to be working on that, and we'll see how it goes. All right, shelves are done. I just put plywood on this one. I did wood underneath to support. Over there I did some channel iron, a little more expensive than the wood, so I'm gonna try the wood here. I know it won't be as strong, but cheaper, so I just know not to put stuff there. So now I need to put another row, and then I'll decide kind of where to put those and if I need to build those out or not. So that'll be the next thing. Dad came by. We were working on a project at my grandma's house yesterday and this week, and I couldn't find this saw, and he found it on the road. So I guess I left it on the side of my truck and forgot about it. And luckily he found it. So got my saw back, got the shelves done. So now I'm gonna put these orange things, these beams up there, and figure out where I want those, and then start putting some of this other stuff that I took off back up top. I got my shelves done for now. I wanted to make those tall enough where I could at least get those barrels in there. We use those old barrels for a lot of things. The plastic ones, you used to get chemical in those. We don't do that anymore. We get them in the big totes that are 260 gallons, 265 gallons versus those. And then the oil barrels, we use those. Those are good for setting some heavy things on. But new this year, I got these bulk storage oil containers, got those set up, and I need to get that delivered. So it's a lot cheaper to buy oil in bulk. So we'll get that going soon. But got to a good stopping point. Got to pick some tools up. It's getting close to, it's lunchtime actually. And so I'll get everything cleaned up, and this will probably be the end of the video tonight. My wife and I lead youth at our church. And so our boys have piano lessons in the same town where we have church. And then tonight is a neat deal called Fields of Faith. It's been going on a long time. Area youth from all over can come and worship, and there'll be a guest speaker and then an invitation for them to know Jesus. So we'll be taking our youth there, and so busy afternoon. So got to get some things situated, getting ready for that. So, but this is a short little morning clip of life on the farm, Dudensing Farms. Thank you guys for checking us out. Remember, like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that every time, probably multiple times. So please keep coming back, and we'll try to keep
Today, Junior,
bringing you good stuff. Thanks, guys.